I don't know why, but I feel like camera in this beanie. What is up, you guys? Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to Kenny Tarot YouTube channel. I'm your boy. I am your host. I am, the member of the family, Kenny Tarot. And I'm here just to, either give you some advice by way of spirit, of course, help you through your day, make you feel good. But today specifically, I got love on a brain like Rihanna. So I thought it's been a while since I gave y'all a love reading and y'all deserve it. And I'm not against love readings, even though that's probably how the narrative has probably been as far as what I've been saying in these past few videos and streams, if you guys have been a part. However, every now and then, it is good to want to know what's happening when it comes to love in the future tense. Now, this is really dedicated to the singles, those of you guys who maybe don't have, an exclusive relationship, or just something that's really been stamped as, you know what? You guys are now officially a couple. If you don't have any of that, this is really dedicated to you. Now, of course, I already know there's going to be people married with kids watching this video. And to be honest, there is something for you too. What Spirit may do is just really just give you confirmation that the person that you're with is in fact your next love. But overall, I just want this to be a fun video. And I haven't really been having much fun when it comes to these video topics. It's just been the calling, but today Spirit has put it on my spirit to give you guys a video, and I'm going to try to release it as soon as possible. So this may be on a day that you probably don't even normally see my video uploaded, but anyways, I'm gonna need y'all to do something really quick for me though. If you are not yet subscribed, please do so, because it's going to help the channel. And you already know YouTube's algorithm is a beep. However, I'm trying my best in order to remain within his algorithm, or at least beat it, so that we can be seen. I love the family that we have, but I would love it for it to grow, and hopefully, you guys can like, share, subscribe, so that we can further progress as a family and as a team. So hopefully you guys have been doing well. I know this is a long ass intro, but I am feeling good, so I'm just gonna, we're just gonna ride it out, all right? But with that being said, you guys, please do me the honor and the pleasure to pick your piles. The piles that we have today are pile number 1. We have with the, what is this stone? Oh my god, the name escapes me, but it's the blue stone. And we have number 2, amethyst, legendary. We also have rose quartz for number 3, and we also have the clear quartz crystal for number 4. As always, please choose with your intuition and not your eyes, and I will catch you at your reading. What is up? Pile number 1. This is for those who picked the Saldalite stone. This is the blue stone. We're about to find out who is your next love. The cards that they gave us are, we have 5 of Cups. We have the Devil card. It's in reverse. We also have the High Priestess. I'm in love with this deck. We also have number 9, Spiritual Strength. This is also the 9 of Wands. We also have Virgo. We also have the Wind Fairy. So we're tapping into that air energy. We also have Flirt. It's been a while since I used this deck. That's partly another reason why I wanted to do this video, because it gives me an excuse to pull out this deck. We also have Passion and Pleasure. Maturity. And we also have a few other homemade cards that I might just pull out just to get more information on who the hell this person is. Because you already know, Kenny is nosy. It's very noisy. It's very nosy. So let's get into it. First of all, what they're telling me is, I know y'all, I see, this is the group. Y'all either gonna hate me or love me. And, as a messenger for Spirit, I take on that, that it's a responsibility that I have, and it does come with the, the burden of maybe being, stoned to death, because, the message is coming from my mouth. But hey, I don't choose the messages. But this is one of those cases in which you're either going to be happy or you're not going to be happy with what Spirit is going to say, because the energy feels very familiar. And when I say very familiar, I'm talking someone from your past. Now, for the very, very small few of you, you may not have an ex, or an ex that maybe reminds you of what is going to be described. But what could also be the case is that what's happening is Spirit is speaking from your soul's memory, from this person's soul's memory, and what they're going to probably display is the karmic history that you guys share, and how that could also play a part in the 3D in this lifetime. But for a lot of you guys, this is really someone from a past, and that's what I don't see anything else besides that. And I usually don't like to say that unless I have no other inclination that it's something else. But they're making me feel like I miss someone. They're making me feel like I'm longing for someone. So it's like, even if you don't necessarily want to reconnect with this ex, it almost feels like subconsciously this is what you're kind of manifesting, is some type of revival. But let's see what the cards say. So the first card that we have is 5 of Cups. This is my I miss you card. This is my I've been crying because I've been missing you. This is like, this is really like, I don't even know how to function, or I don't know what else to do with my life, even though you could pretty much do a lot. But it's just to say that this connection meant so much, and to not have it here, or not have it to where it was in the present, it's definitely has been detrimental. This is a card that's also often associated with depression, or some type of the 3 of Swords isn't here, but some type of sadness as well. They're also showing me like people staying up. So I don't know if you've been losing sleep over this person, or this person has been losing sleep over you, but that's what they're making me feel. I get the sense that it's not to say that this chapter has to continue, but I do feel like at the very least, there wasn't even closure. The next card that we have is the Devil card in reverse. Now, the Devil card is often not that great of a card to get, especially when it comes to relationships. Yes, sometimes this could mean, like, as far as sexual energy, this would be like maybe to the highest degree. But in reverse, in giving the energy that they're giving me, it's giving like X. Like this is someone that you kind of maybe even let go. They're also making me seem like this is a relationship that was going to learn, or at least you were going to gain some knowledge, because it was a learning experience. And it's one of those things where I feel as though the break or the breakup was absolutely necessary. Now, it was there to really instill growth in the both of you guys, and that could be possibly why this could be coming back. But pile number one, even if you hear these words come from my mouth, even with spirit speaking, like I could sit here and be like, yo, this person is the one for you. Don't ignore them. Even if I say that, it's truly always going to be up to you ultimately as to who do you want to be with. Okay? So even though this person seems like they're headed towards you, and there is going to be a continuation at least, or at least a reprisal, it's totally up to you whether or not you want to pursue it. Okay? Because they're also making me feel like there wasn't enough effort being placed. Now, I'm not sure if this is you or this person, but it could be both of you guys. There wasn't enough effort, or at least the desire wasn't there to really put forth effort into this connection. But I also see that, like I said, the break it almost feels like it was inevitable, and it needed to happen. So, the High Priestess. If this card is showing up, I have to say that you guys have a keen sense to know what's right and what's good for you. Okay, so now they're showing me like me, right? And there's so many fingers pointing at me. So this is going to be one of those connections, and it probably already is one of those connections to which many people, many of your loved ones, many of your friends, maybe your family, do not approve of this connection. And they have your best interest in mind, don't get it wrong, or don't get it twisted. But it's one of those things in which people are not going to be feeling this connection. And I think also when it comes to an ex and just in general, people are not going to be in favor of that. But I think you know better than anyone else that it's not about them, it's about you, it's about what you want, and you're going to trust your inner guidance as to whether or not you feel like this is worthy of your energy. But I kind of feel like this is not one of those connections in which you guys broke up and then forgot about each other or just moved on. I don't think you guys ever moved on. And I think you guys have always still been connected, whether it was psychically, whether it's through dreams, energetically, you guys have still been connected. So like I said, even if you don't necessarily want this, subconsciously, it's definitely bringing it to the forefront in the 3D. Now we also have this, number 9, spiritual strength. This is the 9 of Wands, which gives me the indication that this was not an easy relationship or easy connection to be in. And once again, there was a purpose, and the purpose was for growth. Growth here. So I can imagine that you and this person has developed in new ways that maybe you would have never developed had you stayed in this connection. You know what I mean? Had the connection progressed as it was. Both of you guys have done a lot of growing. And I think what's happening now, possibly, and maybe why your intuition is also being highlighted, is that maybe this is kind of like a test to see if this is something that if this is really what you really want, or have you truly grown and evolved. That could be the case. Because I'm trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt. But, I have to call it like it is. I don't necessarily see that this was like, at least at the time, the most enjoyable. Well, I will say this. It was one of those cases in which when we're good, we're amazing. But when we're bad, it's hell like that. Next color we have is Virgo. Now the card says the energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. So for this, when it comes to Virgos, the immediate thing that comes to mind is not professional, perfectionism. I'm also getting someone anal. I'm also getting someone who is almost feel like beating themselves up because of how the relationship went. This is probably someone who's not necessarily used to maybe rejection, or maybe just things ending in a way that they didn't necessarily plan for. I'm getting someone who I'm also feeling thinks about this a lot. Their thoughts runs rampantly, especially during the times where we're supposed to be sleeping. This is not someone who can fall asleep easily with you on the brain. That makes me feel like this is someone who maybe always constantly battles with whether or not they should reconnect with you or not. And I think there's also a fear here as well. I almost feel like this is like, for example, if this is a person in which, let's just say you guys broke up because maybe this person has yet to really explore life on their own, to where they maybe had dreams or aspiration that they actually went for. This is someone who I feel has actually attained a dream or aspiration and has been working diligently towards that. And I think that could be possibly as to why they felt, you know what, maybe round 2 could actually happen now. Now we also have the Wind Fairy. This is about communication. This is about thoughts. This is someone, once again, they're very particular in who they are. And I think this is someone who constantly worries about how you feel about them and how you think about them. I get the sense that whatever the issue was and why you guys broke up, I could definitely pull more cards out. I'm not that nosy, but I could to find out exactly what was the issue. But I do feel like part of the issue could have been this person's fault, and that only further, puts their thoughts in overdrive. Definitely self-conscious, this person is very self-conscious. There could be maybe some self-esteem issues as well, or just maybe a difficulty when it comes to the expectation that they put for themselves. I think they put even a higher expectation as them as a partner as well, and they feel like they failed that. I'm very convinced, especially with this card, the flirt card, I'm very convinced that this is someone that you still remain in contact with. Like, it wasn't like one of those breakups or endings where we just don't talk anymore. I feel like this is something that you've always, come back to. Maybe not romantically as far as like we break up to make up or break up. Like, I'm not saying that, but I feel like there's maybe always been maybe at least a platonic relationship there. Like, if you guys weren't dating, you guys were friends. And I feel as though this person may like a Instagram post by you, and it's not necessarily like it's not because they actually like what you posted. It's more so just to get your attention. So that's that type of energy that I'm feeling. This is how it's going to start. This is how they're going to know whether or not it's okay to proceed further. It's by doing these type of little gestures to let you know that they're still interested. We also have passion and pleasure. Yeah, I just feel like, and it says savor your life. I really feel like this is one of those relationships where some people may even refer to it as karmic, and karmic tends to get a very negative connotation, but my definition is just basically there is some history, whether it's through this lifetime or another lifetime, and a lot of times in karmic relationships they tend to be very intense, in good ways as well, not only the other ways, but good ways as well. You may find out this is probably the person that has the best sex that you've ever received. It's like, damn, if you only got your life together, or damn, if you only, check your temper, or maybe, damn, if you only, did this and did that, you would be perfect because the sex is on point. Like, that's what I'm getting from this person. There is some back and forth, like, should I? I almost feel like for some of you guys, the sexual relationship didn't stop. Which, come on now. If you truly wanted to be done with this person, that should stop too. But I don't feel like there was even an ending. Like, I don't even feel like it was done. But there still is some back and forth. I'm feeling like, should I do this? Should we actually do this? Like, I see that constantly being thought about. But this is the main point here. This is maturity. There has been growth. They're also showing me the Judgment card. There was some type of awakening that has occurred. And so I'm very much inclined to say that you two are not necessarily the same person that you were the last time this happened. So, with that being said, it's definitely more likely that this connection could progress differently, possibly with a happy ending this time. But this is the reason why this is making a comeback. I also feel like, once again, both of you guys have been thinking about each other, so that's another reason. But this is not the same person. So if you truly want to explore this new connection, because it truly is going to be a new connection for the both of you guys. If you truly want to explore this, then we have to explore it with a clean slate. No bringing up, past relationship drama from our last relationship, because I was a completely different person. So point number one, this is life. Some of you guys may be happy to see that someone from the past could be coming back, but hey, some of you guys may not be happy. That's also the reality. But either way, you guys have free will. You guys can choose how you want your life to be written. You guys are the author. So the next part, we're going to just pull out some cards just to get more like random information. The first one that we have is, I don't know what this is. Oh, this person has a message. I am terrified of you. Well, that would explain a lot. Because, like, I'm feeling like I constantly have to think about what the hell I'm going to say before I say it. Like, this person has a vision, and I almost feel like it's a little bit obsessive in how you're going to react or how you're going to receive them. Or this person thinks about that a lot. And maybe that part is scary. Fear of possibly rejection. Next card that we have is, biracial. I'm talking about like really biracial. Like, don't just give me oh, I'm Scottish and Finnish. So white. That's what I'm talking about. When I wrote that, that's what I was referring to. Biracial, such as maybe, I don't know, black and white. But there you go. That's just to give you a clue as to who the hell this person could be. The last card that we have is, what does it say? So this is an anime character named Colonel Roy Mustang. One of my favorite anime characters of this particular anime, which is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But this character, and the spirit is going to use this character's archetype to really describe who the person is, and this person is and this person may not necessarily be who this person was when you first met them, but this is who they are now. Someone who's very much a leader. Someone who, I have to tell you, there could be moments where this person does get triggered. There could be some flare-ups. Maybe that's what they were hinting about before, because they did make me say it about tempers or something like that. And I think this person could possibly have that of an issue. This person could sometimes lose their temper and react, or maybe do certain things or say certain things that could possibly not necessarily been the most or the best thing to say had you been in your right mind. But I'm getting a leader. I'm also getting someone who could be very jovial, someone who could be very fun, and just someone that is often very revered by their peers and by their loved ones. So, wow. Okay. So, pile number one, I dragged you here, kept you here long enough. But this is the next love. Now, hey, I do feel that there's love here. That's without a doubt. So it's definitely still on brand with the theme of today. But this definitely has its quirks. It definitely has its there's different nuances with this one, so be prepared for that if you want to engage. But with that being said, though, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up? Pile number 2. This is for those who picked the amethyst. We're about to find out who's your next love. The cards that they gave us are Two of Swords in reverse. We also have Four of Cups. Queen of Wands in reverse. I love Queen of Wands, but we got to talk about that in reverse. Now we also have number 18. This is Shadow. This is also the Moon card. Let's get into it. We also have Sagittarius, one of my favorite signs. We have the Hawk. We also have Attraction, Faraway Places, Emotional Freedom, and we also have a few other cards that we're going to get into later. So, pile number 2. They're telling me a lot. So let me try to break it down for you. First thing is, I get the sense that this is someone that you guys, if you do know this person, you guys are not, it doesn't feel like you guys are in a relationship. Because there's a theme here that they keep wanting me to talk about, and I will. But I just really want to give a brief overview of who this person is. This is definitely someone who knows what they want. They have a plan. This is someone who, when it comes to partnerships, and they use the word partnerships, they didn't use relationships, and I think that's very telling on how they view relationships. But it almost feels like there has to be a purpose more so than we love each other as to why we're in this relationship. I'm getting a strong sense that this person truly feels like, I should be doing something, you should be doing something as far as career, as far as, aspiration, and together we make an amazing unit. They keep showing me celebrities. Now, I have my own theory. I feel like a lot of celebrity relationships are not necessarily real relationships. I feel like a lot of them are just partnerships, business partnerships. Like, for example, you know how sometimes people in royalty back in the days, maybe even today, because I know some people still live like in a sovereign type of state or country, but back in the days, people will marry just because they want the name to live on. I'm getting that vibe for this person. It's like, yeah, we're in love, but what else? Like, where's our empire? So what they're also telling me that this is the type of person in which they're very much, I feel like anybody in this person's corner, whether they call you friend or more, you have to be doing something with your life. You have to know what the hell you want to do. Because they're the type of friend or type of person that will definitely be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, rise and grind. Like, another day is another opportunity to build a legacy. And as a partner in a relationship, this is something that they're really going to stress to you. And they're really going, and you may find it to be annoying because it is coming across as maybe as bossy or nagging, but the idea is that it's coming from a place of love. But I'm almost inclined to say that I'm not sure if it's all because of love, or is it partly because of the image that we have to maybe maintain, because it's like, yeah, you want me to, reach for the stars when it comes to my own aspiration, but is it because you truly want the best for me, or is it because that me being a doctor or me being an engineer looks good with you, from the public eye, So, I'm getting that. This is someone who I feel is also successful. You know, this is someone who is successful and they want to be with someone who's also successful. Yeah. This is one of those cases in which this person's like, I mean, this is kind of how I believe it. You know, I say this all the time, like money over love. This is someone who truly abides by that. But they're very bold. They're very, they can even be straight to the point. But yeah, let's see what else this person is about. The cards that we gave us, the first one is the Two of Swords. I have to tell you, this is one I'm not sensing love at first sight. In fact, I'm sensing like you may not even, like when you first meet this person, I don't even think you'll be like, I don't know, we can't even be friends. And it just depends on who you are. Like if you kind of already have this type of energy, then I think you guys may actually hit it off very quickly. But I'm getting the sense that you guys, this person's energy is quite strong. And I think it could throw a lot of people off. Especially if this is the first time we're encountering each other. But Spirit is advising you, actually, with this card. This is the Two of Swords in reverse. This is almost like, I'm not sure where to go with you. Like, I'm not sure what to do with you. You probably won't at first. But they're also showing me the High Priestess, which lets me know that you will know what to do. You will intuitively know what to do. And what they mean by that is that whether or not you want to continue with this relationship, I'm getting the sense that you will. And I think it's going to be a great, having this person in your corner is going to be like having the biggest cheerleader and motivator. But I get the sense that this person's energy is going to be maybe too much for a lot of people to handle, especially at the first meeting or first encounter. The next card that we have is Four of Cups. I am getting friends first. I'm getting friends, and I'm getting like, friends or even coworkers first. Like I'm getting that type of vibe. I get that if this is like a coworker, like somebody, you could meet this person from work, by the way, or from a new endeavor, because they're showing me the Ace of Pentacles now. As soon as I said work, you guys could meet at a place of work. But I feel as if you do meet this person from a place of work, this is not going to be your coworker, so to speak. This is going to probably be like your supervisor. Someone whose ambition has definitely gotten them higher up in the ranks. But the Four of Cups indicates that you're not going to necessarily see this as an opportunity for love at first. But I also feel like it's going to be undeniable, because the theme that that they've been trying to make me say, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to probably continue to say it as this reading progresses, but I'm getting, it's almost like a fear of entering relationships. So I almost feel like, how can I say this? Because I low-key kind of agree, like Kenny Tarot speaking personally. Like I kind of agree, but I know it's not the most politically correct thing to say. But this is someone who, it's almost as if they're not going to enter a relationship, especially if it's not necessarily benefit. It doesn't necessarily benefit as far as monetary or because I'm getting very monetary. Like their vision when it comes to their life has to do with maybe having a lot of money. And they feel like they're going to bring a lot to the table as far as that, and they need their partner to do that as well. And I also feel like this person is quite very independent. So the fear that's coming through is very independent to the point where, like, if this is a woman, like a heterosexual woman, this is their statement. Their favorite statement is probably, "I don't need a man." Their whole life has probably been that mantra to why they're so successful and so independent. They'll probably tell you, like, look where I came from, look where I am now, and that was because of my doing. So I also feel like there is a low-key fear, and I don't think they really truly unpack that. There's a fear here of commitment, I feel. And I also feel like there's a fear. The fear is based on really giving up your independence, giving up your individuality. So, regardless if there's feelings involved, I don't necessarily see this person jumping to be in a relationship with you immediately. And you may also have similar feelings in that. But guess what? As soon as I said that, they showed me the Tower card. So that's divine intervention. They showed me a lightning bolt. So this is something that will catch you by surprise when you guys actually do take it to the next level, because you probably didn't see that this is something that could actually become a relationship. But it's definitely something that will catch you by surprise. It's an opportunity for love that you won't immediately see as an opportunity. And a lot of that has to do with this person, and there's maybe a fear that they don't necessarily realize that they don't want to give up their independence. They don't want to give up their individuality. There's a lot of people like that. This is one of them. But the universe is going to step in, because it looks like they really want to see this relationship progress. There could be a higher purpose for it. Now let's get into this one. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. I do love the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is usually known to be like a witch, but in the best possible way. Just someone who's able to manipulate energies and be able to, like I said, go for what they want, get what they want, make whatever the hell they want to come to reality actually happen. In reverse, as far as a relationship, this is someone who may come across as maybe a little bit bossy, maybe someone who is a little bit too encouraging, or someone you may feel a little bit overbearing. But I have to tell you, they're very ambitious, and they want you to kind of mirror that, or at least come close to that. It has to do with money. This is not someone who love isn't enough for this person to get married. Love isn't enough. There has to be success. Like I almost feel like this person dreams of becoming a power couple, and I think whatever relationship that they come in, you kind of have to assume that role of being, I guess, a boss, if you have not already assumed that role. Or for this person, it may not work. But it's money. It's money. Money is the root of this. This person may have grown not having enough, and so they've kind of, lived their life to where they're never going to go back to not having enough. Now we also have number 18, Shadow. This is the Moon card. There's a lot underneath that this person has yet to really unpack. I feel like even reveal, but also unpack. Like this person has not even explored some of the depths that they have within themselves. A lot of it, I'm telling you, it has to do. That's going to be part of the thing for them, at least. Maybe that could be something that they could somehow work on. Is that they need to discover, why is it that I'm always wanting to be independent? Why is it that I'm always wanting to seek, or I always want to be successful. I wouldn't say just only for this reason, but part of the reason is to show people that, I did this on my own. I didn't need anyone, or I didn't need, a man or a woman or whatever the case may be. There's a reason behind that, and I think they have yet to really discover why that is. And it could have to do with childhood. It could have to do with maybe abandonment. It could have to do with neglect, whatever the case may be. But I do feel like a lot of it, there's an explanation for all of this, and they have yet to discover that. But it's only a matter of time before that comes to the surface, and I think maybe you will be the catalyst that actually brings that forth. The next color we have is Sagittarius. So this is definitely the independent sign here. I love Sagittarius. This is also a very lucky and an abundant card as well. So that's also reiterating the successful air that I get from this person. This person may also consider themselves to be like a free spirit. Someone who would prefer a life of traveling rather than, in their mind, being married it almost feels like being chained. Yeah, this person it almost feels like, I don't know why the card just fell, but y'all know it's Sagittarius. And I don't know why, but they're making me want to say, it's not even a real word, but they're saying independence, but they said chronic independence. I'm not sure if that's a real thing, but it makes sense because the choice to use chronic indicates that it could be somewhat of an illness or an issue that needs to be healed through. So they're independent, definitely. But sometimes it seems like that independence could be a reason as to why maybe some relationships that they could have had didn't happen, or didn't necessarily, were explored to its fullest potential. Maybe this person has a knack of, pushing people away before they get too close. But overall, this is a very independent person, someone who values their independence. In any scenario or situation where they feel like they're tied up, something like that, it could be an issue for them. But what this person has yet to explore or really experience is that you can actually, it's about balance. And I think being in a relationship doesn't necessarily mean you're trapped. You're not trapped. Because there's a lot of relationships, especially if it's a healthy one, in which they promote independence. Yeah, we're a couple, but we don't have to be together, 24/7. Like, you can still do your thing, I can still do my thing, and then when the time is right, we can come together and do our thing together. I just feel like this person has a very skewed idea of how relationship should work. But let's continue. We have the Hawk. Omens and messages. So they're showing me the Ace of Pentacles again. So once again, be on the lookout, especially if you're getting a new job very soon, or if you're relocating for work or something like that, something new that's happening when it comes to career or money. That could be a likely way that you and this person will meet. Spirit is saying take that as a sign. I'm also getting that this is someone who is going to, because they played that as soon as they saw it, they played the Aaliyah song, Like a Hawk in the Sky. I have to tell you, this is someone who, being in a relationship with this person, this person is going to expect a lot. And I think they're going to want you to really be, and kind of, I see them even remind you, like, yo, did you do your homework, or did you even, do that one project for work? Like, did you try to get that position, the promotion? Like, you're gonna have to do that. Like, at least try. Like, I see them doing that, and that could possibly, and I think that's actually a good thing, but some people may find that to be a little bit of an issue for them. But nonetheless, this is someone who I feel like they're definitely going to have your back. They're definitely going to, because I get the sense that this person believes in you. This person wants you to do well. So they're always going to be watching you, even if it feels like they're not watching. They're always watching you. All right, so let's continue, because I feel like I've just been talking, because we're just having a conversation here. That's what it feels like, and I can sometimes go overboard and longer than expected. But let's continue. We have attraction. This will be immediate. This is immediate. Like, physical, I feel, is what they were referring to. Physical attraction will be immediate. They're saying, okay, this person is saying that what they're going to find attractive about you, they love the way your mind works. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm assuming it's the way that you communicate. It's maybe the ideas, the things that you say that are uniquely yours, and no one else would probably ever come up with it. They like that about you. They find that to be very attractive. But overall, I think there is going to be a physical attraction that is going to be evident from the beginning. Next card that we have is Faraway Places. Get ready for new horizons. They're bringing me back to how this person has a lot of layers, or at least a lot of undiscovered depth about them. Like, for example, this person maybe has never cried, but realized that they had, or maybe never realized that they actually had a lot bottled in. And all of a sudden they unleash these beautiful pools of emotion, this ocean of emotion. So poetic. But my point is, they're bringing me back to this person not necessarily going deep when it comes to who they are, and maybe even exploring, some of the repressed reasons as to why I do this or why I believe in this. That, I feel, is going to be a big thing when you guys do connect. And I think you could possibly be someone who maybe enlightens that part about them. And for them, it's going to be a new horizon. This is not necessarily, I don't necessarily get traveling with this card, which is probably the normal interpretation. But with this card, I'm getting horizon as in going deep. The next card that we have is Emotional Freedom. This is I'm getting that this is the fear. If you remember, they brought up fears. There's a fear of like commitment, fear of losing one's individuality, losing one's independence. They're afraid of that. If we become an us, there won't be a me. And sometimes that could happen. But this person needs to understand that relationship doesn't always have to be to where I have to submit or I have to completely relinquish my entire being just to be with this person. This person has yet to discover that. Has yet to discover a relationship in which I could still be me. I could still be independent. I could still be who I am. So, and as soon as I said that, they're telling me that some of you guys also feel this way. So you guys could both have this thing in common, which is probably why I don't feel like a relationship will happen immediately. Because you guys are both like, you know what, I'm chilling. Like, we just, feeling the vibes out. So, but overall, this person, they do mean well. I'm seeing someone who's very successful, someone who when they do nag or maybe they want to, remind you about something that you should be doing, it's for your best interest, is what they're saying. So the last cards that we're about to get into is going to, I know I've gone long enough. This is about to be like 30 minutes. I haven't had a 30-minute reading in a long ass time, but it is what it is. Let's get into some of these homemade cards that I did. It's just random traits, random characteristics, and maybe even a message that this person may have to say. Just so we can know who this person is and get to know them better. So the first card that we have is, so we have a message, and they said, can you see that? Don't think I don't care about you, because I really do. I got chills. I don't know why I got chills, but I did. And I think we have to go back to this card, the Four of Cups. It's like they make a mental note that, you know what, I acknowledge these feelings that I have for this person, but we can't be in a relationship because of X, Y, and Z. I almost feel like if you guys do meet at work, this is someone who's going to try their best to keep it professional. If this is someone who you view as a superior in your career or in your endeavor, this is someone who's going to try their best to keep it professionally. But this also indicates that they have a lot of feelings, a lot of things that they may keep hidden, as this card would suggest. The next card that we have, so we have leg. So leg is a prominent asset of theirs that you maybe will notice from the beginning, and maybe you will find theirs to be particularly attractive. And the last card that we have, let's see what we got. So we have a anime character that Spirit would like to use to describe this person, and this person's name is Soifon. First of all, let's get back to this card really quick. I remember one time I used this card, someone thought that it was just my way of saying somebody was so fine. Like, damn, they're fine. Like, so fine. I could not stop laughing at that damn comic, because that was hilarious. But yes, Soifon is someone who is definitely a leader, someone who harbors a very tough exterior, someone who is probably someone who was grown up as someone who's very, like, if they're a woman, someone who's very much of a tomboy, but just someone who has the type of personality who for a fact that they have a tough exterior, but they also have a very soft interior. So it's a lot of inner feelings here, a lot of things that they probably keep hidden and tuck away. However, this is definitely someone who cares about the people that, especially if they're subordinates, to someone who truly does care. This is someone who gives tough love a lot of time. But yeah, this is, I believe, a perfect representation of your person, and to me, it definitely highlights the independent nature, and also the type of quality of relationship that this may become, in a sense that I believe it's going to be very revealing, very refreshing, and I think regardless of how the relationship ends, I think there is going to be something to be grateful and thankful for this connection about, especially when it comes to revealing things that are underneath the surface. So, with that being said, pile number 2, I do apologize. I can't remember the last time I had a 30-minute long reading, besides a private reading, but I hope that you appreciate it anyways. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. And we're trying to grow here. We're trying to progress. We're trying to make this family as big as possible. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 3? This is for those who picked the rose quartz crystal. We're about to find out who is your next love. The cards that they gave us are the 3 of Swords in reverse. We also have the 4 of Swords in reverse. We have the World card in reverse. And I know y'all see that 3 of Swords. However, it does not necessarily mean that it's an X. In fact, I'm not even getting an X for this particular deck, even though there's X-like cards showing up. We also have number 3, solar plexus chakra. We also have Neptune, so some of that water, emotional energy. And we also have the Serpent. Separation, reminding you this is not about an ex, or at least you're not an ex of theirs. We also have crossing bridges, reparenting yourself, and we have other cards that we'll get into later. So definitely not an X. Okay, I have to make that point very clear. But what we're experiencing now, the energy that they're making me feel is someone who's like, they're showing me like a cocoon or like an egg that has yet to hatch, yet to hatch. However, it's being nurtured and it's being groomed so they can emerge stronger, better. So I am getting someone who's in recovery mode. I get that they are dealing with an ex, and I get the sense that they were definitely the victim in this scenario. They're someone who felt like they were, I have to admit, they're left battered and bruised, and not physically but emotionally. I think that relationship that they previously went to definitely took a huge chunk out of their confidence, their self-esteem, And they're kind of going through that now and really trying to regain that back. I think there is a probability that you may know this person, or that you will meet this person in the midst of all this. But they're showing me that when they do come out of this, they will emerge stronger, kind of like the phoenix. So let's begin. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Once again, this person is healing. That's going to be the key theme of this person's reading, or this reading. Healing, 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 healing. I can't stress it much. I see seclusion. I see tears. I see not eating, like things like that. Yeah, it feels like this person has been in a relationship for a very long time, or maybe that relationship was significant in the sense that they thought, it kind of feels like they thought that it would have, stand the test of time, gone all the way, and it didn't. And it seems as though they were hurt in the process. And that's something that they still are dealing with. I almost feel like this ex of theirs, it's like they don't have to be physically present. They don't even have to be spoken to. But their energy is still amongst this person's. And I think it's because this person constantly keeps this person in their thoughts. And I don't think that's something that they probably would want to do, but it's just something that they can't help but do. And I don't even think it's thoughts in which they want to rekindle. No, it's just more so like, yo, you hurt me, and I'm still hurt over what you did. Luckily, it is in the reverse, the Three of Swords card. So this is something that they are actually, things are actually looking up now. The healing process is, I would say, the hardest part of this healing process has already, finished. And now, I'm not saying that this will be super easy, but what I am saying is that this person has already been through the worst of it, and it's just now time just to recover. And I think that's just something that time will help with. Now we also have the Four of Swords in reverse. Once again, this is also my recovery card. I can't stress it enough. This person is not looking for a relationship currently. Obviously, if you know this person and you know the situation, I think it's definitely best not to take it personally if they do not want to pursue a relationship with you at that very moment. It would be doing yourself a disservice if you did enter a relationship with this person in this current state, because they're not ready. But they will be. So this is kind of like my break card, but they're getting out of this. This is the great part. Like, I feel like, they're very close to reaching that reemergence, to where maybe they're actually going to go outside, or maybe they're actually going to answer their friend's call in order to go out. They already gone over the hump, and now it's just a little bit more ways to go. Yeah. They still have dreams of marriage. They still have dreams of children. They still have dreams of whatever would be considered to be their ultimate fulfillment. They still have dreams of that. They still believe in that. That has never disappeared. Next card that we have is the World card in reverse. Now, this person may not think it or believe it, but whatever this person went through with this couple, it actually was for a purpose. I know well, I'm just saying this. This person's there was something to gain from their last relationship, and their spirit is saying it was to remind them who they are. And I think that's something that is often a theme when it comes to readings. At least that's how I feel like I remember saying that for another pal, for another reading. And it's really spirit wanting you to become more aligned to who your soul is. They're telling me that this person's soul is like a lion, and that relationship has made them into like a cub, you know? And so, more specifically, they're telling me that this person will reemerge like as a king of wands. So, that's masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a male that we're speaking of, but this person will reemerge as someone who actually has enough confidence for the both of us. You know what I mean? Someone who acknowledges their power, acknowledges their worth and value, and are not shy to really show that. I'm also getting someone who, if they did have any type of dreams or aspirations or goals, this is someone who could innovatively reach those goals. So currently in their state, they're just very much someone who doesn't necessarily have the drive anymore. And the World card in reverse indicates that this person has so much more left to become, so much left to accomplish. And that relationship was used as a catalyst. This is spirit talking. Used as a catalyst in order to start the new version of this person, 2.0. Spirit is making me feel like, if it wasn't for this, you would not become this person, so you can accomplish this. Like, there's something bigger that this person will accomplish. And it's not to say it's going to be directly related to that relationship, but this person needed to become this new person, or will need to become this new person in order to achieve this. Not sure what this is, but this is what they're telling me. Next card that we have is number 3, and this is the solar plexus chakra. Once again, like I said, this is someone who has kind of lost motivation, lost confidence, self-esteem. There's some issues as far as that goes as well. To be honest, it's temporary. It's not something that this is, when they come out of this cocoon, it's something that they're going to regain and more. And it's really going to be, there's something else that they need to discover about them and their life and their journey that's really going to give them new meaning. And I think it's a little bit bigger than just love and relationships. There's something else. But the only way that last relationship applies is because I have to go through that in order to become the person that I am today, or the person that I will become, in order to achieve this. And this is something that they probably will come to terms with or come to the conclusion with. But the solar plexus chakra is more so like, why do I even get up in the morning? That's missing. Yeah. And we also have Neptune. Now, Neptune here could definitely describe that this person could possibly be a Pisces, but I'm getting more so that this is the epitome of what this person is going through. Neptune's all about emotions, all about what lies underneath the surface. It's all about depth, and I think this is definitely what is transpiring as this person recovers in their cocoon-like state. I also feel like this Neptune could also speak about dreams and ideas and imagination. And I do believe this is something that this person also has a lot of, is there's unfinished ideas. There's a lot of things. Like, I almost feel like this relationship, that last relationship, put everything at a halt. You know, everything else in their life at a halt. And allow them to really think about things differently, look at things differently, see what it is that they really want to invest their energy in. And that's what they're discovering. This person is transforming. If that wasn't already alluded, it's a transformation that's occurred. They're showing me butterflies, which is also transformation. So the cocoon example that they're giving me must be dead on. So if you do happen to meet this person in the middle of their transformation, remember to always have, to be considerate and to have compassion during this time. The next color we have is the Serpent. And this card talks about knowledge, but it more relevantly talks about healing. Just like the snake sheds its skin, this is exactly what this person's doing as well. And I think the knowledge part also is relevant because they're gaining new insights that would have never been gained had this person not gone through that. The person that they're emerging to become is really going to be someone that you enjoy as a partner. And I think this is a mature, not necessarily in age, but what I mean is that they have life experience, and like that last relationship definitely gave them some life experience. And I think they definitely, like, any type of games, any type of, any type of nonsense that you would normally deal with in a relationship back in your teens or your 20s, all that BS that normally comes in relationships sometimes, that part is over. This is someone after they come out of this cocoon will be looking for a very mature, experienced relationship. Okay? But we also have separation. And once again, this is exactly what this person is currently going through. I think this is also indicating that this person has separated themselves from everyone else in this current moment. And it was probably necessary. But overall, yeah, this definitely highlights. Okay, this person is also, like I said, this person is coming across very masculine. So if I do say he or him, please do not take offense. Please apply it to how you see fit. But this person is also making me seem like what's really difficult about this last relationship is that this person is very prideful. So a part of them, their pride was definitely hurt. I almost feel like this person was cheated on. I feel like this person was cheated on. This person feels hurt. It's almost as if maybe at first, their first initial reaction that they're making me feel is like, you cheated on me? Me. It's almost in disbelief. Not that you've been cheated on, but more so you can't believe that it happened to you. Now, I get the sense that this person is actually very attractive. and maybe has a lot going for themselves to where, why would you cheat on me? But anybody can be cheated on, you know what I mean? But it finally hit home, and it made him really, look at things differently, especially when it comes to his own perspective of who he is. So I sense there was somewhat of a humbling experience as well for this person. But yeah, overall, this is what they're going through. This is definitely someone who's gone through a breakup, plain and simple. And it was, for them, the worst thing that could have happened. And it's more so, I'm getting, like, now they're shedding more light about some of this person's trait. It was the worst thing that could have happened to him, not more so because of the fact that we broke up and I'm hurt and I'm sad, but it's more so like it was the worst thing that could have happened because I hate to say this, but it's almost like the audacity for you to cheat on me. Like, if there's anyone else who's going to be cheating, it should be me. If there's anybody else who should be doing the cheating, it's me. Not to say that he would, but it's the statement. It's almost very, it's very egotistical, very that. So that's why it was like a humbling experience for this person. I don't believe that person will still have that type of mentality when they transform into the butterfly. But yeah. Next card that we have is Crossing Bridges. It's time for healing. I literally, when I pulled out this card, I did not read this part, but it says it's time for healing. It truly is the theme of this reading. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. And the image is perfect because, like I said, I do believe that they've already reached the point to where it could be considered the most difficult part of this healing journey. And, just have a ways to go. Next card that we have is Reparenting Yourself. I like this card, and especially for this person's message, because I do believe somewhere down the line it was programmed in this person's mind, or at least this person's belief, that this would have never happened to this person. And I think it's coming from more so like an ego perspective, like, no one would ever cheat on me. Look at me. Like, that's what I'm getting. And so I feel as though, like I said, it was humbling experience, and parts of that could have stemmed from their upbringing, but it's something that they have to kind of reprogram themselves, and that's something that's difficult. They're truly coming out as a different person. I think no one will be able to recognize this person, not physically, but just how they now think, how they now talk, how they now move. I think a part of that confidence, or that confidence, is just going to be, it's still going to be there, but it's going to be there more in a healthier way. But yeah, this is trying to nurse themselves back to health. And what's happening as well is that they're learning new things, teaching themselves. They're learning new things about themselves. They're also becoming a new version of themselves. So I don't think the person that they were before in that relationship, which I do believe, it's okay. So it's one of those things. I don't think anyone deserves to be cheated on, but it's one of those things where, damn, I don't want to say this because I know it's gonna sound bad, but it's one of those things where that person cheating on this person was likely to happen. Even though I don't necessarily believe in that, because I'm like, yo, if you feel the need to cheat, just break up. Why are you in a relationship? But and a part of what I'm saying, it has to do with this person's former personality and former, traits. But it still doesn't make it right that this person was cheated on, or that's at least what it felt. The betrayal, that's what it felt. Yeah, I don't think you would have definitely liked that person. But the person's coming out of this is going to be a completely and totally brand new image of this person. And like I said, it's going to be unrecognizable to the people that this person knows. All right, so before we end this, I'm going to get into like maybe a few other cards that are just going to be like random traits, random characteristics, and possibly even a message or two of what this person may have to say to you. So let's begin. Excuse me while that plane travels above us. But the first card says, I am intertwined in... I'm sorry, I sometimes cringe at some of the stuff that I wrote. But it says, I am intertwined in the thought of finding you one day. I think they said that the concept of marriage, well, not the concept of marriage, but their idea of the ultimate fulfillment, it's still something that they believe in. It's still something that they want to see through. And their ultimate fulfillment is definitely marriage, kids. That's their ultimate idea of fulfillment. They probably wouldn't like to admit it, but I'm getting someone who could be considered a hopeless romantic. And when they love hard. And when they fall hard. And so they're, even in the midst of this cocoon stage, they still have room in their brain to keep the hope and faith alive when it comes to that one relationship that we all wait for. The next card that we have more to love. Now, this card usually speaks about physical attributes, but it could definitely mean other. There could be other interpretations. More to love is usually those who, thick in the right places, things like that. But another interpretation that I'm getting is that I do feel like this person has a lot of love to give. And I think it's just a matter of time before someone has met their match, you know what I mean? Or someone has, or it's only a matter of time before there's someone else who can also reciprocate that. But this typically speaks about physical attributes, and they could be, their hips could be a little bit more, voluptuous, I guess you could say, or parts of their bodies could be a little bit more thicker. And I don't know about you, but that's a win-win for me. Next card that we got is loves to talk. Did you guys see that? Loves to talk. I'm sorry. As soon as I pulled that card out, They said, and not only about myself. So I think that was probably an issue back then, to where they probably used to talk about themselves a lot, or maybe only showed interest in the day or in their day, and not necessarily more interest in, their partner's day or something like that. But they're learning. That's something that they're learning during this cocoon stage. Absolutely. But overall, they do love to talk. So, with that being said, pile number 3, hey, we all go through things, and I do apologize that this video is going longer than I would like, and I gotta wrap this up before my camera shuts off. But overall, hey, we all go through our own things. Some of us need a little bit more time to heal and get through it and to really reflect, but this person's doing it correctly. This person has still continue, or still have chosen to continue to live through this experience and really seek, or at least want, the best of it. So as of right now, this person is on recovery mode, but they're going to be back better, stronger than ever. And you're going to see them in that stage, in that light, and it's going to make them a very amazing partner for you, because they learned a lot and they're still learning. And once again, they have something bigger that they need to accomplish, and maybe they haven't discovered it yet, but they will, and hopefully maybe with your help. But other than that, this is your next love. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I will catch you next time. What is up? Pile number 4. This is for those who picked the clear quartz crystal. We're about to find out who's your next love. The cards that they gave us are the King of Cups. It is in reverse, but this is the King of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune. It's also in reverse. Can you actually see it? Lastly, we also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. They're already speaking, but I'm just going to continue. We also have number 1, base chakra, also known as the root chakra. Aquarius. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm just playing. But Aquarius. We also have the Queen. And obviously, I don't need to say this, but gender does not apply. We have calling in your soulmate. Reaching your destination. Intimacy, which is beautiful. And we have some other cards that we'll get into later, but let's start talking. Okay, so what they're telling me is that this person, they're coming across as someone who is very, like, you know how, I don't know what this term is usually, maybe it's usually stated in business, but the term the silent partner, this person embodies that. And I think this is someone who supports you from the shadows. I don't know, I mean, now I'm making it sound like Batman or something. But what I'm saying is that I get the sense that this person is someone who is going to be almost like your rock, someone who's strong, and someone who is not necessarily the most talkative, but someone who is very much like definitely a thinker. But I'm getting someone who doesn't talk much, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't think much or they don't feel much. It's just that this is someone who I get, maybe maybe on the scale of of, super mouse-like quiet to crazy talkative, they would probably be more close towards the mouse, I'm getting someone though who's not going to expect. By the way, I'm getting that the biggest theme about this relationship is going to be very unexpected. It's going to hit you like a bus. And I know you guys hate hearing that because I know that's something that's very commonly said when it comes to spirituality. But this is really the truth. In this case, I really feel like this connection is something that's going to be special. And I think you're probably not going to see why that is from the beginning, but it's something that's really going to grow to be very beautiful. And you're not going to see it coming. I'm also getting the sense that you guys are kind of opposite of each other. So if you're the talkative one, this is going to be the quiet one. They're showing me an image of like some, doesn't have to be this person, but some like huge, like built dude who's standing next to like a very colorful, smaller individual. Like the dynamic that they just showed me could be a representation of what the relationship is going to be like. This is a more grounded one, the more rational one. This is who this person is. This is the more business oriented, the more business focused. Like I said, this is someone who's going to keep you anchored. If you're like a free spirit, someone who's always imaginative, very creative, this is the person that will compliment you the best. But what's happening is that I feel as though when you guys meet, you're not going to know that this is the person that's for you. And it's going to hit you guys like, whoa, when it actually does come time to come into union. And when it does, it's really going to change you for the better, but not completely change you. I think what's happening is that who you are and who they are, what you guys need to do is maybe get some of who they are, put it within you. They need some of who you are and put it within themselves. So you guys can be more of a balanced individual. But let's begin, okay? King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse in this case means really not that talkative, not someone who really express their emotions. And maybe this is something that, and to be honest, they're showing me that this is going to be a lesson for them to learn through this connection. That's one of the reasons for them to be coming into contact with you, is because that's what they're going to learn, is how to be a little bit more expressive and how to really be more comfortable with emotions. And I have to tell you, this is something that they've been this person for a very long time, obviously, and it's going to be and it's not to say they want to this person should completely eradicate that side of them, because no, there's beauty in that as well. But we need to add a little bit of this, a little bit more emotion into it. And this relationship is really going to help do that. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Once again, unexpected. You're not going to see it coming. In fact, I almost feel like when you guys do meet, you guys may see each other as like you're so not my type. But as I pick up this card, they're showing me the Ace of Cups. So I'm getting like the type of love in which it's probably what could be described as one of the best type of love, because you guys did not see it coming. But when it does come, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. it's like maybe today where I find you to be, you know, insufferable, but when I wake up tomorrow, I'm in love. I mean, obviously there's a lot that needs to happen between those two things, but what I'm saying is that's how the switch is going to hit, and it's going to be very unexpected. This person has, okay, so this person, they're telling me that this person does not see themselves being like head over heels. And I almost feel like the universe, I mean, there's a bigger purpose, I'm sure, but I almost feel like the universe has such a sense of humor to where I almost feel like the universe was like, you know what, you think you won't ever be like in love, head over heels in love? Watch. We're bringing in the big guns. The big guns mean you. Yeah, I get the sense that this person, it's not to say this person has never been in relationships, but I almost get the sense that their goal is not to fall hard and not to fall in love. And maybe they have been in love, but not to fall in love to where like now I'm just like, all I can think about is you, or, you know, to actually be in love. This person maybe, I feel like this person maybe didn't think that they would ever fall in love. Now we also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Once again, you guys are not going to have a clue. They're showing me Two of Cups. This is a soulmate connection. This is a soulmate. And I find that to be very humorous because it's like, you guys are going to be a very proven, or you guys are going to be the very proof that the universe needs in order to prove to people like, yo, God is real. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is a perfect scenario for the universe, in my opinion, because it doesn't seem like you guys will even have a clue as to who we are, you know, who you guys are to each other on a soul level. I don't think you guys will have a clue until it just hits. But normally when Spirit tells me that you guys could be the opposites, sometimes there could be disagreements, you know. And maybe that could also contribute to why you guys will be so clueless that this is your soulmate. It's going to be amazing to see when you guys do become a full-fledged couple, to hear the stories that you guys have as to where you guys were and how you guys met. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see the contrast between then and now. Next card that we have is number 1, base chakra. Also the root chakra. There's a it feels like there's a dream here, or like a dream in relation to this person's idea of fulfillment. I think this person is very much adamant about achieving a lifestyle in which they're making me feel like okay, I would just say this. They definitely, despite how they try to make it seem, and despite how maybe their demeanor and what the type of energy that they sometimes give, despite all that, this is someone who I feel is very much of a romantic. Someone who actually is the type to dream about love, to want to be in love. Despite anything that may contrast that. Because with this card, they're making me feel like this is a reason, or at least a purpose of theirs. Now, hey, I want to say that all of us have purposes that are not necessarily directly related to relationships and love, but I truly feel like this person feels that they do have a purpose to be with someone married and to even procreate. Like, I'm getting that this is someone who have always felt the desire. Like, they always felt like this is like strong desire. Like, yo, if I'm not married or with kids, then I failed in life. That's not a normal statement, but or that may be an unusual statement, but this is what I'm feeling for this person. Yeah. But I have to say, if this is someone who normally operates off the base chakra, root chakra, this is someone who is quite strong. This could be physically, it could also be just mentally. I also feel like this is someone who is, once again, I'm getting a support system for you. Someone who is going to be your rock. And I think they have the strength enough to carry the burdens that you can't seem to carry. I think they have a great, and I don't think they even know that they do, but I think they do have a gist of why they came here. And I think it has to do with family, support system, love. Like, it has to do with that. Next card that we have is Aquarius. As you already know, I am an Aquarius myself, so I'm very well versed in this topic. However, just because we got an Aquarius here does not necessarily mean that this person is an Aquarius. However, if they are exhibiting Aquarius-like traits, then the conversation still needs to be had of what we're about to talk about. I'm getting textbook Aquarius. Now, what I mean by textbook Aquarius is that, as we all know, zodiac signs, there's just too much nuances and intricacies when it comes to human beings to really just generalize it under one specific sign, right? That's why you have a lot of times people, are like, you know what? I'm a Cancer, but I rarely cry. You'll see stuff like that. But I'm getting textbook, meaning the rumors that you've heard about Aquarius, that's what I'm getting from this person. Like, they exhibit those actual qualities. And those qualities being, I'm getting someone who's aloof, someone who at the very least looks unapproachable. I'm getting someone who, like, if I'm going to show any type of emotions, it's probably going to be one or more fiery emotions, you know what I mean? But if I'm going to show an emotion, it's not going to be smiling. I'm also getting someone who's somewhat of there's a rebellious nature with this person as well. Free thinker, open-minded, of course. That's also textbook Aquarius, but it's the and to the point where maybe people may even think like, you're never, like, it's very rare to see you cry. It's very rare to see you maybe even angry. It's very rare to see any type of emotions. thing about it, it's because it's not to say that they don't have it, but they do. It just took the right person to actually, you know, be the catalyst in order for that to be brought to the surface. But this is definitely going to be one of those cases. It's like when they're in this relationship, in love, because that's ultimately where we're headed. People are going to be like, okay, what's different? They were like, did you get a haircut? Did you get new glasses? And they'd be like, no, oh wait, you're smiling. And it's going to be like those type of differences that you're going to make in this person's life. Let's continue. We also have the Queen. This is also giving me Queen of Swords vibes, and which is also an air sign, but not Aquarius really. But it's, once again, I'm getting very stoic. I'm getting very calm in nature. Someone who, it's not, they're giving quiet strength. And what I mean by quiet strength is like, it's a type of strength that does not need to be reinforced by, I'm not just going to flex my muscle just to prove to people that I'm strong. This is someone who is just strong and doesn't need to prove that. Kind of like how, people who are truly like wealthy don't necessarily have to remind you about that. A lot of times these wealthy, billionaires you see them, well, you probably don't see them, but you'll hear about them driving, cars that, would be for the normal people such as you and I. But you also hear the people who people who are real don't necessarily have to say that they're real every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like they're strong people. This person is a strong person, and it's something that it's something about their aura, and it's something that they don't necessarily have to say. There's something that needs to be said. You'll be able to know that they're a strong individual just by looking at them and just by feeling their presence. It's like their energy, they don't ask for respect, but their energy definitely commands it. Love that. But I have to tell you this as well. This is not, I have to tell you this because it's really one of those cases where opposite attracts. I get the sense that you're different from this person, and I'm getting colorful, vibrant, fun, charismatic. That's what I'm getting for you. But for this person, I'm getting someone who's a little bit more in the back. They're the type of person to let you be the star, and they're fine just, supporting you from the sidelines. And I think that type of dynamic could make for an amazing relationship. Yeah. I promise you though, I promise you, their task when it comes to this relationship is going to be to develop emotionally, to be able to not just be this stoic, quiet statue or strength, symbol of strength, but to also sometimes be bubbly, sometimes be, charismatic, sometimes be joking, maybe not be afraid to look like a fool. Like, that's going to be something that they have to incorporate into their being. And I think you're going to help them. Next card that we have is calling in your soulmate. I do apologize. These videos, for some reason, has been going longer and longer than expected. But hey, when Spirit is talking, who am I? So I do apologize if you're not into long readings, but this may be a longer reading. But calling your soulmate. This is an indication that this person that is a soulmate, but it's also indicating that this is a product of manifestation. And this is kind of heaven sent and divinely guided. I have to tell you this, they have their hands all up in there. And by they, I mean the universe and spirit, meaning this particular relationship deserves, in their mind or in their perspective, deserves special care. And I'm not sure exactly what that reason may be, but universe could simply just want this relationship to come to fruition and to see it through. And there could be a bigger reason as to why that is, that hopefully will be revealed. But overall, this card just indicates that a soulmate of yours is coming. Once again, they're telling me that you're not going to know that this person is your soulmate. This person is not going to know that you're their soulmate either. You guys are just going to be in the dark. And spirit loves doing that to humans. Let's get to the next card because they have a lot to say about this one. We have reaching your destination, and it says your light is shining brightly. Now, can we just briefly mention this card again? If you recall, they said that this person feels, or at least have an idea of what their purpose may be. And when I picked this card up, they showed me the Empress card. So I almost feel like this is either, I don't know, maybe you could relate. There's either someone in this situation who's maybe never thought that they would ever have kids, someone who maybe experienced complications, or someone who maybe never even wanted kids. I have to tell you, and hopefully this news is received well by you all. I do believe that there is a purpose for this union, and I think the union will bring about a product. The product is a child, and I do believe there could be special plans for this child. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. They're not gonna make me. I mean, I probably could devote a whole reading to future children, which I probably have already, but I do feel like this union is, I mean, it's of great importance, and I know that, you know, there's more to a relationship than what a marriage or children can offer, but I truly feel like one of the purpose is to bring about a child. And the child is meant to be a special figure. I'm not saying, I don't know what that means, but this is what they're saying. The destination, as this card speaks, is really talking about purpose, and when they're speaking to me, they're bringing up kids. They're showing images of kids. So I really believe that this is going to be the person that you're going to marry and have kids with. And I'm not sure if this person is going to be the one. That's irrelevant, though. The point is, this person is a very significant soulmate of yours. And this union, the universe really wants this union to really come to be. I mean, besides the fact that the universe loves to, you know, instill in proof that they exist. But yeah. Next card that we have is intimacy. When I pick up this card, I know you look at the image is quite beautiful, but I'm not really speaking, it doesn't seem like they're speaking about physical intimacy. I'm getting spiritual and emotional intimacy. This is something that you guys will develop. And this is something that this person really needs as well, but you guys will develop this as a couple. Once again, they're making me feel like there's a need to really almost feel like a kid. Playfulness. This type of intimacy as well. This person will develop that through you. And once again, they're showing me images of pregnancy or children. That's what they're showing me. They're also showing me Queen of Pentacles, which is also my mother card. Yeah, there's big plans for this relationship, and it's your next love. So get ready. I do have more cards to get, but I'm really trying to see if this camera's going to stop, because we're going 30 minutes in now. And usually the camera stops at 30 minutes. So we're going to see what happens. And we're back. It cut off at 30 minutes. So we're going to really wrap this up really quick. I have a few other cards to give you guys, and it's just cards that I made, and this is really just, you know, extra information, whether it's characteristics, traits. You may even get a message or two from them. So we'll see. First card that we have is, I want that one. See what we get. Bum, bum, bum. What does that say? My life is not as together as it seems. Perfect. That was actually a message to you. And I think it definitely correlates to what we've been saying. Like I said, this person their image is giving me stoic, command, respect. Like, that definitely indicates someone who you would assume has it all together. But once again, like I said, there is a need. I almost feel like their inner child is crying out. There is a need to really almost start living again. Laugh. I don't know, slip and fall. Fart. I don't know. Like, I feel like this person has, you know, the tendency to be just very stiff. Like, this is not something that you, like, life is meant to be enjoyed. Can you at least look like you're having a good time? Like, and it's not, I'm not saying that this person can't have a good time, but what I'm saying is, like, there is definitely maybe a contrast that you will discover about this person. I think this person maybe could possibly even realize that they need to be a little bit more lively, or at least incorporate that into their life somehow. The next card that we have, let's see what we got. And we have colored hair. Not sure what that could mean to you, but when I wrote this, I meant like possibly like dyed. But I mean, every hair has somewhat of a color, right? But I was thinking about dye, hair dye, but yeah. And let's see what else we got. We got hazel eyes. So that's pretty. And the last card that we have, because we're going to wrap this up, like I said, I've been going on too long. And I do apologize, because I know some people do not like long readings. And I don't do it on purpose. You already know. So I do apologize. Maybe I'll edit it. Last card that we have. We have Spotlight. Now, when I made this card, I was thinking about someone who is giving Leo energy, but this is someone who gains the spotlight without even having to try. I think they mentioned that this person commands respect. It's a quiet type of strength. It's that type of deal where this person doesn't necessarily have to try, and this person will be all eyes on them. This person may have a particular look to them, maybe a particular appearance about them that kind of grabs people's attention. But overall, I'm getting someone who is naturally in the spotlight. And it's not to say that they like being in the spotlight, but they definitely do not try to be in the spotlight. I think they would much rather you be in the spotlight and they cheer you on from the background. But with that being said, I think this is a great catch. I really do. Clearly, there's some layers that we're going to discover as the relationship progresses, when you actually finally do get to meet this person and actually get to be with this person. But I think there's a lot to learn from the both of you guys, and I think it's going to be a life. Life is going to be way more enjoyable with you two being in this relationship. And like I said, I do sense marriage. I do see marriage, and I do see children, and that's something that they really wanted to reiterate. It's the children part. And like I said, I don't care what your belief stance on children is. I'm getting the sense that it's coming in some way, shape, or form. Like, you guys being parents is something that it feels like the universe really wants to happen. And there's something about this child that's coming. But I've gone along too long. I do apologize. Either way, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it does help the channel out. And we're trying to grow here as a family, you already know. But I enjoyed this reading. I really did. It's been a while since we did a fun reading such as this, and I hope that you guys did as well. Need I remind you, it doesn't necessarily mean that these guys or these people that I've channeled are the one. You know, it doesn't matter. You always have the choice as to whether or not you want to be with this person. Pile number 4, though, I am getting that this person could possibly be at least a strong contender for the one. So, either way, this is my favorite pile. Bye, you guys.